Oh, hello there. Yes, well, if it's Saturday, it must mean that I'm having to use my spare camera. What is it with this camera? I don't get it. Anyway, that's the extreme close-up for you. Yesterday we had the delightful, just in time to go out live on the news, Rishi Sunak, a man who wasn't actually elected to be Prime Minister, who is Prime Minister, which is a perfect metaphor for everything about the UK. Anyway, he was telling us that we need to behave, because apparently having stoked up massive divisions in this country for the best part of a decade or more, the government has realised that it's stoked up massive divisions in this country, and this is a bad thing. So what you need to do is comply with what they want. So long as you don't protest at all in any meaningful way, they will be happy. We can't have a situation in a democracy where people who are the elected representatives get to find things out from the populace that they don't particularly want to hear. So when there's the next Palestinian march, when somebody somewhere wears something that GB News doesn't like, or somebody says something that the Daily Telegraph doesn't like, or something is projected onto a building which upsets Lee Anderson, then the government will ban protests, which is good, which will of course create a crisis with the banning of protest, which means that the government will need to crack down on again its manufactured crisis. This will all neatly bubble away into a huge crisis that can only be solved by very, very extreme and even further anti-democratic measures, the primary one of which I'm going to guess is that we won't actually have an election. We can't have an election because you lot are going to vote the wrong way. Okay? Now, there would be various calls from moderates to say, oh, well, in that case, when we go on a march, what we need to do is, well, not do anything, which is exactly the wrong thing to do, because it doesn't matter what you do on the march. The mere fact that you are there is the problem. Okay? The government wants to get on with the business of selling arms to Israel, and it wants to get on with the business of deporting those people it doesn't like and removing your rights because that interferes with wealth extraction. That's what they're there for, and you lot, unfortunately, will always be a problem. And this way, they can assure you that they will get rid of the problem that is you in the most efficient way. Some of you literally will be deported. It won't matter that you haven't done anything. That isn't the point. Anyway, do have a lovely Saturday. You never know, tomorrow I might actually get me camera back. Ooh.